Hi, I'm Ben Ferguson, and welcome to your AMAC Weekly News. It's obviously a historic week, and the left is furious at the direction of the Supreme Court nomination hearings for Judge Amy Coney Barrett. They have tried everything they can to make her violate her judicial integrity. She has not budged. Well, find out what they want her to commit to and how ridiculous it is in just a moment. Also up next, this week of nomination hearings for Judge Barrett have truly revealed the hatred and, more importantly, the religious bigotry of the left. We have watched as the supposed pro-feminist party also decided to mansplain to the judge about, well, her life, and they put false words in her mouth without letting her even answer a question or get in a word. So where are the feminists protecting her? We'll have more on that in just a moment. And finally, AMAC Vice President of Sales, Hohsfield Jr., is here with a very important update for AMAC members on Medicare open enrollment period, which has just started. All of that and more coming up, but a quick reminder, if you haven't shared this video with your family and friends and you want to irritate the left, make sure you hit that share button. Your AMAC Weekly News starts right now. Irate doesn't even begin to describe the liberals of the Senate Judiciary Committee after multiple hearings with Judge Amy Coney Barrett. So why are they so angry? Well, they're angry because she refuses to violate her judicial integrity and make commitments to the left on how she will rule on various cases and various laws. Now, unlike the Constitution-hating left, Judge Barrett believes in our founding document. She believes in the rule of law, and they are hating her for it. They tried over and over again to force her to commit to a specific ruling, even on the Affordable Care Act and also Roe v. Wade. Watch how she responded to all of this insane pressure from the left and how cool she was in her response.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe was wrongly decided?
So, Senator, I do want to be forthright and answer every question so far as I can. I think on that question, I'm going to invoke Justice Kagan's description, which I think is perfectly put. When she was in her confirmation hearing, she said that she was not going to grade precedent or give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I think in an area where precedent continues to be pressed and litigated, as is true of Casey, it would be particularly, it would actually be wrong and a violation of the canons for me to do that as a sitting judge. So if I express a view on a precedent one way or another, whether I say I love it or I hate it, it signals to litigants that I might tilt one way or another in a pending case.
Judge Barrett flat out said that she would not be the judge of cases already decided, but instead would follow the laws and precedents as written and held. Regardless, the left continued to press her and demand that she give them her word that she would recuse herself or do something specific before they would give her their vote. Now, I got to such a point where liberal Senator Patrick Leahy actually attempted to get her to commit to something with regard to the 2020 election. Take a look.
The president has made very clear he expects you to side with him. And let me tell you another area where he expects you to side with him. He expects you to side with him in an election dispute. He says he needs a ninth justice because he's counting on the court to look at the ballots. He says the election will be rigged. Would you, to protect confidence in both you and the court, would you commit to recuse yourself from any dispute that arises out of the 2020 presidential election?
What you just witnessed was a United States senator knowing that he's doing something that is unconscionable. He's attempting to force a Supreme Court justice nominee to commit to recusing herself from a case out of fear of the 2020 election results. By the way, you want to know what mingling and what looks like when you're doing something wrong in an election? Remember when the Democrats were obsessed with Russia collusion? You just witnessed collusion of the Democrats trying to force a possible Supreme Court nominee to recuse herself from a court case that hasn't even happened yet. That is collusion, by the way. Now, they are questioning her judicial integrity and at the same time attempting to get her to violate her judicial integrity by committing to future decisions on cases that she has yet to even rule on. They also went so far outside the scope of any question we would expect to hear at a Supreme Court nomination. The left asked her about George Floyd, which has nothing to do with the Supreme Court. Remember that Judge Barrett has 2 African-American children. Take a look at her reaction to a question that has nothing to do with the Supreme Court or her nomination, yet she answered it this way.
As you might imagine, given that I have 2 black children, that was very, very personal for my family. Jesse was with the boys on a camping trip out in South Dakota, so I was there, and my 17-year-old daughter, Vivian, who's adopted from Haiti, all of this was erupting. It was very difficult for her. We wept together in my room, and then it was also difficult for my daughter, Juliet, who's 10. I had to try to explain some of this to them. I mean, my children, to this point in their lives, have had the benefit of growing up in a cocoon where they have not yet experienced hatred or violence. And for Vivian, you know, to understand that there would be a risk to her brother or the son she might have one day of that kind of brutality has been an ongoing conversation. It's a difficult one for us, like it is for Americans all over the country.
The left is rattled because Judge Barrett is a woman who actually rules on the law, not on her own beliefs about what the law should be. She believes in the Constitution and understands how the Constitution gives her a direction as a judge on how to rule on cases, and that means recusing yourself from your own personal opinion. Yet, the left is continuing to attack a good woman, asking her insane questions that have nothing to do with her potential future job as an Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. And you may be asking, why are they doing this? It's because they realize that her actual job that she has done as a judge on the Ninth Circuit, well, there's nothing they can hit her on. She has done her job well. She's an incredible judge who's qualified for the Supreme Court. That's why you see them going off into these other subjects. Now, the good news is Donald Trump clearly picked the perfect woman for the job, and the left knows it. And that's why they're continuing to attack her on other issues that have nothing to do with the Supreme Court, hoping that they'll land a KO punch. Now, fortunately for Judge Barrett, she understands the Constitution. She understands the law. She understands her job and what it's supposed to be like when she's on the Supreme Court. And that, my friends, is exactly why she is the perfect person to take the place of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. One of the most disgusting and vile moments of the Supreme Court Justice nominee Barrett's, arguments with the left was how the left decided to attack her for her religion. Let's be very clear about what we saw from the Democratic Party as they were trying to dismantle Judge Barrett, saying that she's unfit to be on the Supreme Court because she actually believes in God. She actually believes in her faith. She actually believes in being a Catholic and following it out in her life. What do you call this? Religious bigotry. As the hearing on the nomination of Judge Barrett continues, the absolute religious bigotry that we've seen from the left has only gotten worse. They continued to attack Judge Barrett for one thing, her faith. That's right. They are attacking her for being Catholic. Let me remind you, this is the same religion that Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi claim to believe in and practice. Not only did we see an overwhelming amount of religious bigotry, we also saw some sexism. Yeah, some serious sexism from the left. They call it mansplaining. Now, mansplaining is what the left accused Vice President Mike Pence of doing during his vice presidential debate with Kamala Harris. They claimed he was just mansplaining everything and talking down to a woman, and Senator Kamala Harris wasn't going to have any of it. Well, for someone who supposedly needs mansplaining from the left, she sure doesn't seem to need notes. I'm referring, of course, to Judge Barrett, not to Kamala Harris. That's right. One of the most incredible moments of the entire confirmation hearing for Judge Barrett was when they decided to ask her a question about her notes because she was educating and schooling the left on actual constitutional law. Take a look at this incredible moment that went viral when she was asked to please show her notes to the committee.
You know, most of us have multiple notebooks and notes and books and things like that in front of us. Can you hold up what you've been referring to in answering our questions? Is there anything on it?
That letterhead that says United States Senate.
That's impressive.
The reason why Judge Barrett is such a threat to the left and to the legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg is because she's brilliant. I don't know a single Supreme Court nominee in recent years that has taken on the nomination hearings, especially when they're this political, without a single note at the ready. The left was completely outmatched by an incredible mother, a Catholic woman, who didn't need a single note to explain to them the Constitution or precedent or other court rulings. So what did the left do? Well, they decided to just stop allowing her to speak. They decided to go on diatribes for minutes without asking a single question. And then they decided to throw out possible accusations based on nothing against her. They completely forgot that they were supposed to be the party that's pro-feminist, remember? Pro-woman. How can a liberal decide to attack a woman the way they did? They did it because she's a conservative and she's connected to Donald Trump. Now, one of the most sick and appalling moments of the entire hearing process came when the liberal Hawaii senator decided to ask her this disgusting line of questioning. Take a look.
To ensure the fitness of nominees for a lifetime appointment to the federal bench or to any of the other positions for any of the committees on which they appear, I ask each nominee these two questions, and I will ask them of you. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator Hirono.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator.
So much for being the Democratic Party that supports women or feminist movement that you're all supposed to be in love with. What you just witnessed was pure evil. The Democratic Party decided to use a woman to ask a question, of course, only a woman could ask, right? That had no basis in reality, no basis in fact, no basis for even thinking about asking this question. You had a Democratic feminist ask another woman if she had committed sexual harassment in her adult life, with no basis for even thinking about asking that question, no context to even make it relevant. So the next time that the left says that women's voices need to be heard and respected, that we need to stop and we need to make sure that we have women sitting as CEOs of boards and presidents of the United States of America, and they need to be on the Supreme Court, and they need to be respected and not talked down to or mansplained. Just remember what you just witnessed. Point out this moment. And we need to make it very clear that the left is attacking a brilliant woman all because she has a different set of beliefs. And they're attacking her because she's religious, which is nothing more than religious bigotry. They're attacking her faith because her faith is bigger than the left's ideology. This is one of the most qualified individuals to ever go through this process. And the left will vote against her out of pure politics. And that means they will not be supporting a qualified woman to sit on the Supreme Court. So no, the Democratic Party is not the party of women. In fact, they're trying to tear this incredible, brilliant woman down for their own political gain. Obviously, we are weeks away from the election, but there's also something that many of you are going to be dealing with that is extremely important to your personal life, and that is open enrollment. When it comes to the issue of Medicare, joining me now to talk about what you need to know is the AMAC Vice President of Sales, Carl Hohsfield Jr. Carl, I appreciate you coming on, and being a member of AMAC is such a great asset for so many people, because not only do we answer questions and explain to you what you need to be looking at when it comes to open enrollment, but we also save members an incredible amount of money. We are already seeing a bombardment on TV of ads from organizations just like AARP saying, use us, sign up with us. The reality is many times they are upcharging you significantly. I want to talk real quick about this Medicare open enrollment period. And first and foremost, what do members need to be looking at when these dates come up? What do they need to be prepared for this year? And then we'll talk about more of what AMAC can help you with as well with this. But most importantly, this open enrollment period is about to start.
That's right, Ben. Yeah, no, appreciate you having us on. The open enrollment period, also referred to as the annual election period, starts October 15th through December 7th. And what this gives every Medicare beneficiary the ability to do is either enroll into a Medicare plan, such as a Medicare Advantage plan, a Medicare Supplement plan, prescription drug plan for the first time, or if you're already on a Medicare Advantage or drug plan, it gives you the option to review your plan, do a needs analysis, a cost comparison, and see what plans are available for 2021 in this example, and make a change at that time. It's important for everyone to know that the deadline to do this is December 7th.
You know, one of the things that people see when this happens, a lot of times they just check the box of basically whatever I had last year. That is not always the wise decision. You really need to look at what you're using, what your needs may have changed over the last year, and that is where AMAC can come in to help you with some of those questions.
That's right. A Medicare Advantage plan, also referred to as Medicare Part C, and a Medicare drug plan, referred to as Medicare Part D, is only guaranteed for 1 year. So anyone that's on a 2020 plan right now, that plan's going to end December 31st. They're going to have to choose a different plan. Even if their plan's continuing for the next year, it's going to come with some changes. And some people's plans will discontinue and they'll have to move to a new plan. The benefit of calling an organization like AMAC is you're going to get a licensed agent. Our agents are our employees, okay? They're on a salary, and their job and our goal is to help our AMAC members and non-members find a plan that's suitable for them. Okay, big difference being when you call AMAC, we have a variety of options and plans and insurance companies that we work with. And there's really no such thing as the best plan in the market. It's what's the right plan for that individual's needs. And we do a thorough needs analysis and find the plan that's right for the individual for the upcoming year. And we can compare it, we can educate, we can counsel, we can advise, and eventually help that customer find the plan that's right for them and suits their needs.
This is one of the areas where AMAC has really done an incredible job for our 2 million plus members, is being an advocate on your behalf when it comes to things like this, with this open enrollment, with this time where you're trying to make sure, hey, do I have the coverage that I need? Another major question, obviously, dealing with this year with COVID is the cost issue here. How much should members expect to pay under Medicare? What are some of those? Because this is a year probably more than ever that our members are looking at this, and Americans are looking at saying, hey, I am really trying to keep my budget tight right now because of what's going on with the economy.
That's right. The annual election period coming up here, starting on October 15th, what's nice is you might have been in a situation, an individual might have been in a situation where they had a budget for 2020, but now that's changing. Ben, you mentioned COVID, other factors, the economy, job losses that are happening, job changes that are happening. This is maybe more important than ever that you talk to an individual agent like the ones we provide. And you know what? If you need to speak to somebody face to face, we have options for you there. But otherwise, it's a good time to look at, hey, do I need to look at my cost, premium I'm paying? You know, Congress themselves haven't even figured out what the exact premium changes for Medicare Part B, for the Part B deductible are going to be exactly, right? What's nice is they've limited the rate increase of what the Part B premiums can possibly be, but we don't know that number yet. I was just doing some research this morning and saw, you know, because of COVID, limiting things, the budgeting, we might not know till November to what these costs are going to be. But what's nice is as of October 1st, the 2021 plan options are already available. Okay, whether you call our organization and speak to one of our licensed professionals, or go into Medicare.gov yourself if you want to do a little bit of research to start, you can at least see what's out there, right? And then from there, you can discuss the options with We can discuss the options with you. We can compare your plan for 2020 to 2021. And if you're in one of those situations that says, you know what, I don't have the same budget, I need to cut some costs here, then we can help you look at what plans are available for 2021 that might help you with some cost savings, whether it be with just premium, whether it be with the benefit structure and what kind of co-pays and co-insurances are involved. That's what we're here to help you do.
Well, obviously, we're going to put up at the bottom of the screen the contact information. But for people real quick that are watching, the easiest way to get in touch with AMAC to get the advice and the help with dealing with these issues is through the website, and also they can call, correct?
That's right. That's right. We have agents ready to take phone calls inbound from you to us. We have amac.us, our website, where you can go on and create a lead, a web lead, okay, where you can request a quote, request a call back from one of our licensed agents, and we will call you back in a timely manner at your convenience and help you discuss your plan options.
Well, this is certainly an issue that so many AMAC members and some people watching today may have family members having to deal with this issue again this year, making sure you have that right plan. So reach out to AMAC. We can help you. We can advise you. You can also go to the government's website as well that you mentioned. But just to get that friendly advice from one of the people that you work with is going to just give people, I think, a sigh of relief to know, hey, I've got someone looking out for my best interests and making sure I get the right plan. Thank you so much for coming on. And again, you'll see the information at the bottom of the screen so you can get in touch whichever way you want to and get the information you need. Thanks again for coming on AMAC Weekly News.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of your AMAC Weekly News, but a quick reminder, please share this video with your family and friends so that we can fight back against the liberal media and the left and the narrative they're putting out about Judge Barrett. Also, if you haven't joined AMAC or renewed your membership right now is more important than ever before. We are just weeks away from the presidential election, and we need to make sure that you are engaged with AMAC so that we can continue to fight as a group of conservatives. You also get the AMAC magazine. AMAC is fighting hard, representing you and more than 2 million other conservatives every day on Capitol Hill, and fighting to make sure that Judge Barrett gets on the Supreme Court. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Ben Ferguson, and I'll see you next week for our next episode.